everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my sewing room. Today I am so excited to get started on this project because I am making a Barbie dress. Okay, let's be honest. I think that the majority of us are probably incredibly excited for the new Barbie movie, which, if I'm timing this video correctly, is coming out this week. It's still a couple of weeks away from when I am filming this, but I need a Barbie dress. I need something to wear to the movie that is not like my peaches and cream ball gown. And if you haven't seen my whole like peaches and cream Barbie cosplay, or maybe my 1994 holiday Barbie cosplay, I will link those videos down below in the description so that you can go check them out after you're done with this video. But today we are making a Barbie dress inspired by the one that Margot Robbie is wearing in like all of the promotional material for this new Barbie movie, which is pink gingham. So this is the fabric that I'm using. It is just like hers, of course. This one is a poly cotton blend. It's very lightweight, kind of a little bit semi-sheer, which means I am going to have a lining for this dress. But I thought that this would be a really nice one for summer. And part of the reason why I wanted something that was kind of a little bit sheer is because I saw this dress right here from Fancifull Doll on Instagram, and I absolutely fell in love. And because that is pink gingham and Barbie's dress is pink gingham, I thought, why not kind of do something that's like inspired by both and put it into a wonderful summer sundress that is perfect for me. Now, if you saw last week's sewing vlog, you will have seen the super glittery, sparkly princess dress that I made that was in blue. Well, I really like that shape, and so I'm going to kind of build off of that shape to make this new Barbie dress. So there's going to be a couple of differences. One, it's obviously not going to be as many layers, but two, I really want the ruffle around the skirt that was on the Fancifull Doll dress. So I hope I bought enough fabric that I can actually do that, but that is going to be my idea. So I'm actually going to use the same bodice pattern and the same sleeve pattern that I used for that princess core dress, and then do a slightly different circle skirt, and then of course add the ruffle onto the bottom. So it's going to be similar, but also a little bit different, and also a lot more practical, and of course a lot more Barbie. So if you missed that last video, just to go over the patterns that I am basing this off of, we have Simplicity 8252, that's this one right here, and it's just going to be the base dress, not like that overdress. And then the sleeve is Simplicity 1728, which was the one from Mirror Mirror. I'm just doing like this one right here, so the single puff, not the double puff. But yeah, those are the patterns that I'm using, and I'm hoping that by using the same patterns, I can get this project done really quickly. So today is Tuesday, and basically I want to have this completely done this week. This is going to be a one video project. I am determined. And hopefully everything will like participate with me. I did realize I don't think I have enough lining fabric for the skirt because it's a circle skirt. So I am going to have to run out to Joann's for that. But otherwise, I think I already have everything. I got my fabric from Fashion Fabrics Club, but you can find it kind of all over the internet. And I have to admit, Fashion Fabrics Club has like the slowest shipping known to man. I think it took me 2.5 weeks, something like that, to get that fabric. That is why I made the princess core dress, because I didn't have my fabric yet for this. So just kind of a warning, if you do go for Fashion Fabrics Club, give yourself lots and lots of time to get that fabric. Anyway, I am going to dive right in. Again, I am not going to make a mock-up for this because I just made a mock-up for this bodice. So I'm actually just going to cut it out in the gingham. I am going to flatline it with cotton, just white cotton, and that will give me, A, it'll take away the sheerness, and B, it'll give me a little bit more structure to the bodice. But that's really it. So I'm gonna go ahead, put together that bodice right now, and then I will show you in just a moment what the bodice looks like. So I want to share with you a really stupid thing that I just did because frankly, I think we all kind of appreciate hearing about other people's mistakes, you know, because we are all human and we all make stupid mistakes like this. This one I feel like, honestly, it's almost a little embarrassing. But I was putting the bodice together and I did everything that you see here. I did darts, I did the pleats. I also just went and I cut down this top bit because I realized I forgot to take that from like my old pattern. It was a change that I had made after I put it into the final, so it wasn't in the muslin pattern. And so I just cut that down, serged off the top. It was just a little bit, like, looks like this much that got cut off, but you know, I did that. And I just went to go join this with the backs. This isn't right. These are not how these pieces go together. These down here that I made the bottom, those are the side seams. This part up here that I made the top, yeah, that's the center front. I completely rotated it when I went to go mark my darts on here. I don't know how I did that. I think it's because I only lined up the corner to mark the darts instead of like laying everything out flat on top of the pattern piece. Yeah, stupid mistake. Part of me is almost curious to see if I like take this apart and twist it around and put it back together the right way, if it would still fit. But I just cut that one section off right here where like I shouldn't have cut it off here, which is the equivalent. I mean, like, it probably will work because this was the part that was kind of loose and I had then cut down, you know, on the last one, but I had already done that step on this one. And so I don't know if it will just completely screw things up. And frankly, actually, it's not even that part that I cut down because it's this part, like between where my fingers are, this is what got cut down. So really that would be like here to make that a little bit tighter. And I don't know if having that little bit, I mean, we're talking like, I don't know, 5/8 of an inch or something, but I don't know if 5/8 of an inch is going to make that much difference. But I really don't want to have to like recut everything. I mean, it's bad enough that I have to like undo all of this, and I don't know, maybe recutting, maybe it's like the same amount of work, but I don't know. I had everything so nice. I had measured like all my little pleats out. They were so nice. My darts looked just absolutely lovely. Well, I guess, no, my darts, yeah, they're in the wrong place. Oh God, this is such a mess. Actually, wait, no, the darts aren't in the wrong place. The darts are in the right place and they're even pressed the right way. All I have to do is undo my little pleats, which I haven't sewn into place, they're just pinned, undo this seam and then flip it around and put it back together. So I'm gonna try that and then I'll put it with the backs and try it on and see if it fits. And if not, then I guess I'll recut them. So I've got the bodice going the right way around now, and I made the seam allowance really small in that spot where I had like cut it off, you know, the wrong way. Hopefully this is going to fit. I have basted in the side so that I can ideally just like pull this on over my head and try it. However, it's really hot in here and I'm not going to try this right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on from the bodice for the moment, and I am going to switch over to sleeves. So I have my sleeve pieces already cut out here. They are not going to be lined, and this is going to be pretty similar to the sleeves on the other one, where basically I had started pinning the side seam and then I realized, no, I need to make my elastic channel first. So I am going to do my elastic channel where I've already drawn out with my friction pen, and I'm just going to use bias tape to do that. And then I'm going to close up the side seams, well, put the elastic in, close up the side seams, do gathering stitches around the top, fold up the bottom for a little narrow hem, not like machine sewn narrow hem, but like what I can actually do narrow hem. I want it to be a little bit wider than what that does. So yeah, and then that will be ready to be put into the bodice once I try the bodice on. All right, so the bodice is on. Obviously it is fitting quite well. Honestly, there is only one tiny little tweak that I need to make. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but I did actually make my straps wider on this one versus the princess one that I had just finished. And the straps, I think because I made them wider, they are actually a little bit too long on the outer edges. So I think you can see like back there and right here where it's just kind of wanting to fold a little bit. I think it's honestly like a 1/4 inch in front and a 1/4 inch in back that it's probably too long. So I'm just going to taper the connection points of those just a tiny bit, and then I can go ahead and I can do the binding binding on the neckline, which this I think looks really nice and smooth. It's fitting so great. So I can do the binding on the neckline. I can add the sleeves, which are sitting here on the form behind me. So these sleeves are going to look a little more droopy because they don't have all of the layers like holding them up. However, they still have the elastic in around the elbow. And so I think that because of that, they're still going to look really cute and puffy like that. So I think that's gonna work just fine. I also love how lightweight this is. I know that I'm going to be wearing this outfit to the, I think it's called like the World of Barbie. It's this, I don't know, exhibit, is that the best word to use, that is actually going on in Los Angeles. And I thought that I wasn't going to get to go because it was originally supposed to end in June. And then I found out that they extended it and it's going to be there through Costume College. So I'm going a couple days before Costume College, and it's like they have all sorts of different Barbie displays, like Barbie rooms set up that you can just like walk through and take pictures and whatever. I think you can even create your own customized Barbie while you're there if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to go see that, and I'm going to wear this dress. But of course, LA in July is not the most pleasant place to be weather-wise, so I think that this super, super lightweight sleeve is going to be really good to be wearing in LA. Even though it looks longer, it's like not even touching my arm, and it is so lightweight. It's like there's like nothing there at all. So yeah, very, very excited to wear this dress there, and just to wear this dress in general. I'm like so excited for all things Barbie right now. I just can't even, like, oh my god, I want to see this movie so much. Anyway, I am going to go back to work and fix that little bit, put my sleeves on, and do the binding on the neckline, then I can start on the skirt. The bodice portion is now complete, so let's move on to the skirt. I am going to be putting together this skirt in the exact same way as my like glitter tool pocket etc. tutorial, with pockets in the side seams as well as a zipper in one side seam. And this is going to have a liner layer, which I've cut a little bit longer because this skirt is going to have a ruffle down at the bottom. And so the top portion of the skirt is a little shorter than the white liner layer, which is cotton sateen, but I'm putting them together as one, just as I showed you in that tutorial. So I will link that tutorial right up here and also down in the description. So this is looking very odd and amusing right now because A, it's not closed on this side with the zipper yet, and B, the ruffle is not added onto the skirt, so it just looks kind of funky. But the skirt is now joined to the bodice. The zipper is now in, so now it is time for the ruffle. The ruffle is going to be 2 times as long around as the bottom of the pink edge of the skirt, and it is going to be attached so that like the top part sticks up over where it attaches as like an up ruffle and then the down ruffle. So let's get started. I am currently doing a rolled hem on my sewing machine with a rolled hem foot. Honestly, I kind of hate the rolled hem foot, and I think it knows that because it never really likes me. But it does tend to make for at least a mostly decent narrow hem, which is what I want for the ruffle. And no, I didn't show you how to start it on camera because I knew that it wouldn't start correctly if I tried to start it while I was showing you. But to keep it going, you do want to kind of curl this over with your hand as you are feeding it through the foot. And I would say pace-wise that about 6 yards of this will take you 20 to 30 minutes to complete in this manner. It is definitely not the fastest, but it's faster than pressing it yourself and stitching it into place. So now that I have the ruffle hemmed, I'm trying to see on the existing skirt if it is even all the way around. I feel like I am getting a little bit of a bias drop like right here, for example, which does make sense because that's kind of the most part of the bias, but I think it's only happening on that side. Like I don't feel like I'm seeing it here. Maybe in the back. It's honestly so hard to tell. And likewise on the bottom layer, like I think maybe I'm getting it, but it's very, very difficult to tell on the hem on this. I'm slightly tempted to just like hem it as is and then put the ruffle on, and then like fix the ruffle at some other point if it looks like it is drooping further, because that might happen with the heavier ruffle on. But yeah, this is a little confusing. So I decided to measure from the waist down to the hem around the skirt, and the hem had actually fallen out a ton. So this is what I'm cutting off below this pink line. I have divided my ruffle into, I think it was 16 sections, and I've run gathering stitches amongst each of those sections. You can see this is the midpoint of a section right here. So I've run, I think, like 8 sets of gathering stitches. Honestly, I have to go back and probably double check, but I am going to now make the same marks on the skirt and line up the marks between the ruffle here and the skirt, and that way I can attach this to the bottom of the skirt. Gathering stitches, if you're curious, by the way, they are just long stitches. So I have these on my maximum stitch length, and I drop my tension down so that mine is a 2.4 instead of the normal 4.5 tension. And then all you have to do is you pull up the threads at the end. You run 2 of them parallel and you pull up the threads, and that is what causes this little ruffly look. Really bad at filming this project, mostly because all of a sudden it was like today, Sunday, and I wanted to go take pictures, but I still had some stuff needing to do. So today was when I added the ruffle. I did show you guys that, but I did also hem the underskirt. I didn't have to like even out the hem because it all did not show underneath the ruffle. So that was great. I just turned up like a semi-wide-ish hem, like it's about 3/8 inch turned twice, but it worked. And then the other thing that you will have seen probably if you were looking at my Instagram stories was I polled you guys on Instagram. I actually did 2 polls. One, I polled, should I do blonde for the pictures or not? And the other that I polled was, should I add lace? So you guys were fairly split on both of them, but the blonde one and the lace one, and both the times I was leaning towards those as well. So you just kind of like solidified what I was feeling myself, partially because I know the next other times that I wear this, I will not be blonde. So that was one reason that I went blonde for this. And also I just did feel like the lace made it look a lot less plain than it was otherwise. So basically I think I have created Cottagecore Barbie. And honestly, overall, I am super, super happy with how it turned out. I also took a scrap of the gingham fabric, did not hem it or anything like that, because this was like as I was going out the door, and pinned it into my hair as a little bow. I will probably go ahead and put narrow hems on all the edges and actually use this as a bow. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I do think that it really has like the feel of the Barbie movie, but then also is its own dress. And I definitely feel that inspiration from Fancifull Doll as well, which is great because that was really like the dress that I had fallen in love with even before everyone and their mother started making the Barbie dresses. So I love that I kind of have that combo. Oh, and I also put a little belt, which is just literally a ribbon tied with a little slider buckle, but I thought that it kind of harkened to the belt that she has for the movie because she has a pink gingham belt with a little slider buckle, but I felt like a gingham belt in all of this would just blend in too far. So that's why I went with the contrast belt and the bow, of course, in the back. But yeah, I think it's so fun. I can't wait to wear this just a lot in general as part of my normal wardrobe, sans wig, of course. And I am super, super excited, especially to wear this to the Barbie movie. Oh my gosh. And by the time that you're watching this, the Barbie movie is probably coming out in like 2 days, something like that. I am going to see it on the 20th, and I am just So freaking excited. So hopefully the footage that I got from the mall is okay, because I think I've learned my lesson and I'm not gonna go shoot at a mall again, but I just kind of wanted something Barbie-ish for the Barbie outfit. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please go ahead and click the thumbs up icon. And if you'd like to see more videos like this from me, please go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. I do post videos here on YouTube at least once a week, with my sewing vlogs like this out on Tuesdays, and sometimes other costuming content out on Saturdays, but I post every day over on my Instagram, so please go follow me on Instagram. That's at Lady Rebecca Fashions. And if you'd like to help support all of the work that I do on this channel, I do have a link to my Patreon and my Ko-fi down in the description below, or you can join my YouTube channel memberships or leave a super thanks right here on YouTube. I'd also like to give a special shout out to my Edwardian level patrons, Mirage, Laura, Jean, and Janelle. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Happy sewing!